we can make a change.
Too many thoughts in my head. I black out when I'm mad, I don't fight fear. Don't feel no pain, just see red. They say love always conquers hate, but I hate that I make mistakes. I was happy for goodness sake, while regret gotta pump the brakes. Social anxiety, fear of rejection, stay busy to hide my depression. See my reflection, I see addiction. Please forgive me, but I'm full of flaws. Are you appalled? Validate me how I'm tall. Validate me by my square jaw. Validate me with a call. Won't pick up, too busy building walls. Leave me a DM, then I'm gonna stall. Digging up bones, seem like you a dog. I look to the moon, you look to the stars. I'm feeling this deep in my soul, so pardon me if I am cold. See my glow up, now you wanna go. I know all that glitter is gold. I am weak in my knees. I feel my energy leaving me. I'm clinging to life. Greetings. My name is Gartatia. I am a Bantu Fest television correspondent from the very one and only Chicago, Chi-Teasy, you feel me? Windy City, you feel me? And yeah, today we are going to be talking about ways to have a killer leg workout, you feel me? I just came back from doing legs today, and you know what I'm saying, I got the hippie pants on. You feel me? I'm hiding the gains. I ain't trying to, we practicing humility and humbleness in 2022. I ain't trying to flex on y'all, but you feel me? My legs got a little thick. You feel me? By incorporating these fundamental, just leg day workouts, right? So without further ado, let's hop right into the workouts. I always start with just stretching out. Just elongating my legs, stretching those hamstrings, stretching, in different ways, not just expansion, but also compression. You want to stretch those muscles because throughout the day, they tend to get locked up. So just stretching them, getting that blood flow through, especially if it's just when you woke up, one thing I love to do is get a good run in. That helps it too, just getting the blood, down there. And yeah, just get some good stretches, and you all know how to stretch, So the very first workout, right, is the traditional squat. All right, so ring fingers, on each end of the pole, right? Go under the pole, rest it in that space between your back of your neck and your shoulders. Start off with the bar and then start squatting, keep your back arched, right? And then slowly go down until you are parallel or ass to grass. There's this phrase called ass to grass. That's the only swear word I'll use here. But basically, you can do ass to grass. That's where you squat all the way down. So typically I do one warm-up set where that's just the bar. And then I'll do another warm-up set where I might add a lightweight. So for instance, right now I squat about 300 right now, but that's not my 1 rep max, right? But I could do 300 about 3 or 4 reps. So reps is how many times, how many motions, right? So I could do about 300 pounds, about 3 or 4 reps. So my warm-up will be different from your warm-up, right? My warm-up, because my max is 300, I might warm up at, 135. That's a plate on each side, right? So your warm-up will depend on how much you can squat, right? So obviously if you can only squat 135, you don't want to warm up at 135. Maybe you want to warm up at 25 on each side. Maybe you want to warm up at 10, right? This is not ego lifting. This is doing, what makes you comfortable, doing what makes you progress. So that's pretty much squat. You want to I do about 4 or 5 sets, slowly progressing the weight. And then after the 2 warm-up sets, so squatting the bar and then squatting 1 warm-up rep, I will typically go straight to, what I'm squatting at the time, right? So I squat 300, I'll do 1 rep at just with the form, 1 set with the form, then I'll do another set warm-up, it might be a plate on each side. Then I typically do another step warm-up, so 2 plates on each side, that's 225. And then after that second warm-up, that's when I go bam, then I go to 300. And I'll do the 300 about 3 sets, right? So that's typically the format, right? On to the next Next exercise we're going to talk about we are talking about lunges. All right, so lunges are absolutely pivotal. You know, squats are excellent exercises. Right? Squats are a compound motion. So with a squat, you know, you're exercising your legs, yeah, but you're also exercising your back. You're also exercising lower back. You know, you're using your glutes. You're using hamstring. It's like a complete leg, calves. You're using everything with a squat, right? You're just trying to get the weight up. It is mostly legs, but it's less concentrated. With the lunges, right? Lunges are a little more concentrated. It's one leg at a time, right? So with a lunge, you know, because it's isolated, you know, you're able to put more weight on one leg and just isolate the muscle. The way lunges work, as one leg lifts up, it's going to be working the quads of that leg. But as you push up on the other leg, it's working the hamstring. So it's a really cool workout. You know, yeah, lunges are a great workout to just add more definition, you know, and isolate specifically the quads and the hamstring. Really good for that, right? Typically, I do the lunges after the squat. I try to do the heaviest lift first, just to get it out the way. You don't want to do like a lesser lift and then go back to squats. Like, you'll be drained. So I do squats first, then I do lunges. Okay, so how to do lunges, right? I've seen people do them with like a bar. I've seen people do them with like nothing. I like to do lunges with the dumbbells, right? Or you can use kettlebells. But the lunges, I just get right into it because my legs are pretty warm after the squat. I just jump right into the lunges. Right now, I typically take about 75 pound dumbbells and do lunges with that. That's kind of like my you know, my healthy weight. However, you know, you might want to start lower than that, right? Maybe start off with 25, or just start off practicing, you know, even lunges without weights are really good for your legs, right? You should be doing lunges anyway.
On my block, everybody's superstitious. Visa to America, know everybody wish list. Growing up in AFRICA, had one channel, had one TV. Had a neighbor, had no front teeth. New kid on the block, his son didn't like me. 7th grader was about 6 feet. I was scared you could hear my heart beat. Mama said, son, turn the other cheek. But it was too late, we squashed the beef in the streets. Punishment got the switch, didn't flinch. Militant, you talk smack, you get hit. Informant, yeah, my sis was a snitch. She was big jealous cause I was youngest. Fighting dirty men, people threw rocks on. Dirty looks cause you probably had rocks on. 7:30 heard them prayers from the mosque. Time to break that fast, better check that crock pot. High off life, man, we didn't need a jewel. No running trains, we ran from the town full. We had the river, man, we didn't need a pool. But don't let the crocodile get a bite. And don't cross the street without looking left or right. I couldn't speak French.
So yeah, make sure you are, you know, in proper form. You want about 4 feet of distance between your right foot and your left foot. And then you want to pick up the weights, right? Or if you're not picking up your weights, you just want to slowly go down, right? And you'll feel that tension in your quads as you go down, and then you'll just push back up, right? And you'll feel that explosion in your hamstrings as you push back up. And then you typically want to go up and down, up and down. I do about 6 to 8 reps per leg, you know, and I typically do this for 3 sets. But, you know, honestly, I would suggest if you're trying to build muscle, right, go with lower reps and then more sets. Because like, if you're trying to burn calories, if you're trying to lose weight, then do a lot of reps. But what I've learned is if you're trying to build muscle, if you're trying to get thick, I know why y'all trying to train legs, right? Y'all trying to get thick for summer, you feel me? I feel that, okay? Y'all trying to, you feel me? Turn sideways and not disappear. Y'all trying to, you know what I'm saying, have a little thickums. I get it, you feel me? So if you're trying to get a little thick, you know, do heavier weight, but lower reps, right? So 5 to 8 reps is good. Just, you know, you want to slowly go down, right? So the eccentric motion, You want to slowly go down, and you want to explode going back up. That's how you build the most muscle. So I do that for about 6 to 8 reps, and then I will switch. So with the switch, all you do is just switch legs. Now your left foot and your right foot have reverse positions, and it should be separated by about 4 feet. I try not to keep my rest period too long. You know, anything from a minute to a minute and a half max. You don't want to be resting 3 to 4 minutes in between sets, because, you know, you want to put a lot of stress on the muscle, right? And the more you kind of, just like the more stress you put on the muscle, you know, the more it'll break down, and then the more it'll grow, right? So just make sure you're not being too nice to it. Don't give it too much, but also you don't want to go into the next set drained. So you want to have enough energy. You know, you're taking deep breaths. I try to take a sip of water, not too much water, just a sip of water, and yeah, that is pretty much it for lunges, right? So the last exercise is the front squat, right? The front squat is all about, like the name says, it's front. It emphasizes, you know, the quads a little bit more. With the back squat, the first exercise we talked about, the center of mass was kind of towards the back of your body. But with the front squat, the center of mass is moved towards the middle of your body, right? So you have to, you know, adjust your positioning, your squatting, your balance. It's going to be more quad centered, right? And less hamstring centered. This is a great exercise. A lot of times the regular squat can be very hamstring heavy, right? Can be very hamstring heavy, can be very lower back heavy, can be very, you know, it's quads heavy too. But with the front squat, you know, there's more isolation. You can do a better job. There's this thing called mind-muscle connection, right? So you can do a better job at isolating, you know, okay, I'm using this exact muscle, right? Sometimes it's hard in compound lifts to do mind-muscle connection, because it's like, oh, I'm just moving all my legs. But with the front squat, you can almost contract that muscle while you use it. Don't just use it, right? Like, okay, say I'm lifting up, I'm actually contracting my quads as I do the motion. So yeah, great exercise to really grow those calves. This was the joke, you become a quadzilla, you feel me? So yeah, great exercise for that, right? So you want to be absolutely careful with the front squats, okay?
And suddenly bilingual and designer, out here in that Prada, Dolce Gabbana, Balenciaga, Pinocchio, Wasa. On my block we played on the dirt road. On my block you dig, you're my fine gold. On my block I went from guest to pest, breaking all the rules, my mama couldn't get a rest. Hammer time, drier than an ashtray. Had blisters on my back, sunburn on my face. SOS, Mayday, Mayday. Struggle paid away to what I am today. Piss off the block like David Letterman. Made a scene like a show on oxygen. OG said Gartatia be a gentleman. I tried to make some sense of it, but sipping out my sentiment. Mango season and flashes kept buzzing. Had turned right out the door like they was room service flashback.
So typically what I do with the front squats, so you come towards the middle of the bar, and unlike the back squat, right, you want your neck to be like in the middle of the bar. Use your neck as like a center line. Make sure you're absolutely in the middle of the bar. Balance is so much more important with the front squat, because as you'll see, you know, as you see in the video, I'm holding it like this, right? You're actually holding the bar between, like, the space between your neck and your shoulders. So you want to make sure it's a small surface area. That's why you really want to make sure it's in the middle. Because it has happened, I've seen it happen where it's not in the middle, and then you're lifting up, exploding, and the bar goes, shoo, you know what I'm saying? And then now you're an acrobat, and then, you know what I'm saying? And then, like, you know, it falls on somebody. Like, anything can happen. So prevention is better than cure. You want to aim yourself right smack dab in the middle. And yeah, okay, the next thing you want to do is, once you get under, right, once you position the bar between the space between your collarbone and your shoulders, right, you want to take your right hand, right, and put it over your left collarbone, and then you want to take your left hand and put it over your right collarbone. And the key is, you want to keep, right, you want to keep like say this is the bar. I have to lean forward with this one because I gotta show you all. Like say the bar is like this. You want to keep this part, your elbows, your arm parallel to the ground at all times. So no going like this, no going like this, right? You want to keep it parallel. Sometimes the bar might be a little heavy. You might have to bank it a little bit up, right, to compensate for that weight. But yeah, it's kind of an arm workout a little bit too because you're almost holding it. You're almost holding it right here as well, right? But with the front squat, you want to keep it parallel because if you go like this, the bar will fall down, right? So that's pivotal front squat. Form is important. Make sure the middle of the bar, get under it, right arm, left collarbone, left arm, right collarbone, and then you lift it up, and then you squat down. The whole motion, you're keeping this parallel to the ground. Okay, yeah, I have to demonstrate that because I can't have y'all out here having accidents, you feel me? But yeah, you know, with the front squat, it is harder on the legs for me. So I typically don't do that many sets with the front squat. If you just do like, I do about like 5 sets, right? So I'll do 1 warm-up set. But you don't have to do heavy weights with the front squat. Like my front squat right now is at about, I'm like at about 200, 205. You see it's like my back squat is 300, but my front squat is 200. That's good. Front squat is more isolated, right? So say if you squat a plate on each thigh, that's 135. You know, maybe your front squat should just be, you know, what's it, 225? Maybe your front squat should just be 85, you know, 25 on each side. So it doesn't have to be as heavy, but it'll feel heavy because it's just using different muscles, right? But, yeah, you know, just, you know, make sure you have the form right. And the, as far as your leg positioning is pretty much the same as the back squat. As long as you go parallel with the front squat, you should be straight. You should be Gucci. And with the front squat, I do try to get in more reps than the back squat. The back squat is more like how much can I push. The front squat is like, okay, I'm pushing a good weight, but like, let me get in more reps, because with the front squat, it's less like draining for the whole body. So you typically can get a few more reps in than the back squat, right? But yeah, you want to slowly go low, eccentric motion, explode upwards, keep your balance, make sure you're breathing properly. Breathing is so important. That's a whole other video. But yeah, if you do these exercises, if you do the back squat, if you do the lunges, and you do the hamstring deadlifts, if you just do those 3 leg exercises, you know, what's that, 30 minutes, 40 minutes max? That's a quick workout. You've killed your legs. You know, if you do this consistently every week, you will build strong legs, which is good for, you know, just going through the day, you know, not feeling tired, you know, just being able to lift things, being able to look great, you know, and, you know, it gives you so much energy. It releases hormones. It releases testosterone. And before the women click off, no, testosterone is good for women too, for the same reason it's good for men, because testosterone actually, you know, it has the effect of almost serotonin, right? So it gives you happiness, right? So if you have a good balance of testosterone, it gives you energy to conquer tasks throughout the day, right? So who wouldn't want that benefit from feeling confident and being able to do things throughout the day? So yeah, get your legs in, get in the best shape of your life. And yeah, I hope you've enjoyed this video. This has been Gartatia, and thank you so much, and I see you all next time. Love you.
Seems serene. Live from the water, see it in my dreams. Too far it seems, come back, it's good. Seems to be my destiny to manifest my energy, my enemy, my inner deity. Yeah, I'm always on my block, you see. Yeah, my block is apart.